Hello and welcome to this broadcast of Black Talk Radio News. My name is Scotty Reed. Of course, I'm broadcasting from behind the enemy lines of USA Inc. Listen, the Grammys is coming up. Y'all might have heard me discuss it on my last podcast at the beginning, as I had just got off of a conference call with other independent Black radio hosts and platform managers. And we were discussing the Grammys and continuing these years. It's been over a decade that I've been a part of these conversations around rap music, and not all rap music, but the rap music which is most promoted by the people who are in charge of distributing music and who controls the radio stations and what they call so-called media moguls, and just how it has devalued or devolved, some might say, Black culture. So joining me is, of course, Kwabena Rasuli, a longtime contributor to Black Talk Radio News. Welcome to you, brother Kwabena.
And good to see you, brother Scotty. Good to be with you again, my man.
Yeah, so the Grammys is coming up, right? And obviously, we've had our private conversations with other people and with each other concerning the genre known as rap music. And I didn't know this, Kwabena. Let me just share a screen real quick with the people. I didn't know that the Grammys, and this is coming from Grammy.com, I did not know, Kwabena, that they only recognize 5 music genres. And those 5 music genres are rap, rock, country, R&B, which of course we know is rhythm and blues, a historically Black category, and pop music. So there are, I don't know, man, dozens of different music genres. You could go folk music, bluegrass music, the blues.
Jazz, what's jazz?
Yeah, jazz is one of those. And so, but the Grammys, I guess these are the categories or the genres that produce the most money. You know, would you say that, or that they're most in control of?
Yeah, probably a little bit of that, and yeah, maybe that's, I think the money thing too, because I mean, you think about rap, it's been out 40 some years commercially, but it does generate a lot of money. Right.
So another thing that I found, let me stop sharing the screen there for those that's watching the video. If you're watching the audio, just trust me, you know what we're describing. But there's only 5 categories, and I made a joke earlier. Well, I wasn't really joking, but I put a question out on social media to those who follow me on social media. Which one of those 5 categories do you think a artist, an album, or a song has been nominated for a Grammy where a good element of the song is talking about killing people, selling drugs, doing drugs, raping women, just all kind of misogyny, and coming from both male and female artists? But Kwabena, it's a rhetorical question to you, but which genre do you think is getting nominated with those sort of themes?
What you mean? You should say, which genre do I know?
Do you know? Okay, we'll rephrase it. Which one of these genres do you know for a fact is promoting just harmful behavior and getting awards for it?
Rap, man. It's rap. It's sad, but it's rap.
It is sad, man. And what's sadder is that some people, and it's not just with music, but it is also in politics. Like if you critique Kamala Harris not using the power of the vice president's office to overrule a parliamentarian or unelected Senate staff member who said, hey, we can't put this $15 an hour wage increase, federal wage increase in the budget reconciliation process. And then when you critique people like her or Obama, other Black people think you're attacking a Black person. And we know rap is dominated by Black artists. And so I just had to say, hold up, wait a minute, let's not look at this as attacking any artist, but attacking the industry and what they're promoting. Your thoughts?
I mean, that's what it is. It's the industry, because with the artists, and we've talked about this before, with the artists, they can just go get another one. I mean, Bobby Shmurda, I guess, probably did about 4 or 5 years in prison, just got out. And so when he went away for, snitching on himself, making songs about shooting and killing black people, they just brought the next one in. When these rappers get killed, with so many get killed every year, when they lose their life, sometimes they may prop them up and give them a Grammy nomination like what we have this year, but they just replace them with another one. So the artists are like, even the producers, someone cat got at us one time, I need to get on these producers. And then he gave us the story about this producer to stop producing that ratchet crap. And what happened to him? They just stopped playing the stuff.
Right. So I'm want to pull up this Recording Academy event. This is the first of its kind. Let me throw that up on the screen. And for those that's listening to the audio only, it says Recording Academy to host an inaugural Black music collective event during Grammy week. And I pulled this from a press release that was released about 10 days ago. Of course, the Grammys is on the 14th, but they have a whole week of events. So let me just read a little bit from here. Historic celebration will include a mix of performances and appearances by Yolanda Adams, Freddie Gibbs, and Alchemist, Jeff Harleston, which is artist Jimmy Jam, Quincy Jones, Deborah Lee, John Legend, Tamika Mallory. I can't see the other portions because of the way my screen is. Miss Monet, PJ Morton, Issa Rae, and more. Who the Black Music Collective, BMC, a newly launched initiative by the Recording Academy, and again, who controls the Recording Academy, will host its inaugural Grammy Week event in celebration of Black creators and professionals' countless contributions to the music industry. The historic event, presented by MasterCard, will feature an array of esteemed Black music creators and professionals known for amplifying Black voices in music beyond. So it talks about there's obviously going to be a bunch of performances, but then they're also supposed to have a little discussion, it seems like. So it's hosted by the BMC executive sponsor, Jarrell Johnson. The virtual program is packed with unforgettable performances by some of today's biggest stars, powerful fireside chats with cultural icons, and mogul moments from Black music royalty. As the first of its kind, we created this event with every intention to amplify Black voices in each of our experiences within the industry, said Harvey Mason Jr., chair and interim president / CEO of the Recording Academy. The BMC will continue to foster a space for members and industry professionals to educate and elevate Black creators during Grammy Week and beyond. So on March the 10th, which is in a couple of days, they're having a virtual event, which will be hosted live on Grammy.com. It's open to the public and no RSVP. Now, where is the part where they were talking about? I guess that's where it was talking about the fireside chats. Here it is. The topics that will be discussed, Kwabena, during the programming include the impact of Black music. I bet you it's just going to be about the positive, and it's not going to be a balanced discussion and say, well, what about the negative impact? Because certainly Black music or any type of music, it's a double-edged sword. The culture shifting power of Black music. It seems to me the industry has shifted the culture of Black music. Impact of Black women in music, and misogynistic. Is very deep in this industry, and the power, purpose, and progress of the state of Black music. So what I did notice, Brother Kwabena, is any academics, you want to talk about culture, even if you want to keep to the industry, why wasn't someone like a Bob Law, Paul Porter, you name some of the conscious heavy hitters who have decades of experience in this industry? You want to talk about the women who have been talking about this issue of misogyny in the music and what is it? The Black Women's Congress, that has been partnered with you and other organizations to bring this to the forefront. I bet none of them, it appears, have been invited. Your thoughts?
Should have got Dr. Ife Williams. You just said a panel right there. Bob Law, Paul Porter. There's so many others. We could, Bernard, who just wrote this book, The Weaponization of Hip Hop. He could have been on that panel. You have enough information to be on that panel. It's pretty interesting and sad. We've been doing a presentation for the last few years called The Sad, Embarrassing, and Dangerous State of Black Music. And so maybe Tamika Mallory may address some of that stuff. I don't know, but that's pretty interesting that that these are the titles. And who knows, maybe after that, they're getting this letter right now. We've been calling them. Maybe after they get our information, they'll put this in the agenda. And then this will be maybe they'll do what we're demanding and get that ratchet kill Black people misogynistic music off of their nomination list. And maybe this is a sign of a change. I'm being optimistic, man, but I see you have Deborah Lee in there too from BET and people like that. I don't know. This is pretty tough. And the CEO that you mentioned, Harvey Mason Jr., I immediately recognized that name because I got an album from his daddy, jazz drummer Harvey Mason. And, so a lot of these people should know better, man. But I don't know. I just seeing that though, Scotty, and the title of these presentations or sessions, I mean, they can't be on there lying and not telling the truth because the state of Black music right now is pretty sad. It's embarrassing and it's dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous.
And we do want to give them a chance. This is the first time such an event. And obviously, with us being educated with the information that we have and how long we've been discussing this issue and making moves trying to have these issues addressed, there should be some a healthy dose of skepticism, but at the same time, there's room for optimism as well. And who knows, maybe they'll surprise us and this will be a meaningful conversation in a way of the ways that I noted as I was reading it. And even if it doesn't make it into it, this first one, and we're going to go over some of the rap music and songs and albums that have been nominated so that you can really educate us on it, Brother Kwabena, but maybe in the future, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, But again, for people like yourself that's been working on these issues for decades, and I mean, this even goes back to the Reagan administration. You even had Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, again with Black Women's Congress and what was the sister's name? I can't remember her name. Who had
C. Dolores Tucker.
C. Dolores Tucker. So. Let's go ahead and transition and look at this list, Brother Kwabena, of those who have been nominated for these Grammys in the rap category. So let me see. Okay, these are the Rap Grammy Nominees 2021. And are you able to see them okay, Brother Kwabena?
Yeah. Yes, I see him.
All right, Rap Grammy Nominees 2021. Brother Kwabena, if you would, go ahead and go over this list, and you can tell me when to scroll down and just give us a brief description of the content of these songs that's been nominated.
Okay, they like you said, it's one of the categories, so it's definitely rap, and that's pretty much mostly Africans, but some of them aren't. Some of them aren't Africans that are on there that they have nominated too. We'll go over which ones are those also. But the first one from Nipsey Hussle and Big Sean out of Detroit. We know Nipsey Hussle, the brother who was killed, from my homeboy from LA, and also Africa, who was killed in April of 2019, I believe. And so again, it's still full of ratchet lyrics, N-bombs being dropped, disrespectful language, so I but it's Nipsey is popular to show Nipsey some love. Bop by the Baby. That's a song we did not mention, but we need something with some bop in it, beat with some bop in it. When he finishes his show, he gets his girl and hops in it. And it's another disgusting waste of time song, but he got a big video with this dance group out of New York making a video. But it's a disrespectful song. That's his like fourth, I think the fourth Grammy he's nominated for is Bop. Best rap performance. What's popping from Jack Harlow?
I mean, I know you monitor this stuff, and if you just want to drop just a few bars of the lyrics to bring it home, because I know you know the lyrics, because it's your job to monitor it and then inform the rest of us.
Okay, sisters, y'all close your ears, and I guess I can like.
Yeah, so warning, if any children are in the room, and I mean the children are hearing these songs anyway, but we do want to be respectful for those, whose ears might be a little sensitive, but hey, this is what's going out over terrestrial radio, regulated by the FCC and sponsored by corporations 24/7. Go ahead, Brother Kwabena. Hold nothing back.
I'll just say the chorus is a little bit more than the chorus of Bop. I need some SHIT with some bop in it. I flew past the whip with the blunt in my mouth. Watching Serving the Whip, had a cop in it. My B got good P. Fight her across the country. I finish the show, then I hop in it. And so that's the chorus of the song. And he talks about how he got the girl in the bed and three other girls in the bed. And, it's just, he also, of course, he always talks about, my B act like Megan Thee Stallion. She ghetto and she nasty. She driving a boat. All that S that make me born. Anyway, it's just he wants to ride with the pole, and the pole can be a gun or a stripper pole. That's Bop, Grammy nominated Bop. What's popping from Jack Harlow? That's an interesting song. Jack Harlow, a white dude out of Louisville, Kentucky. Oh man, what's popping? He has he gonna pass to be like Stockton. You know Stockton, Scotty? John Stockton is the all-time assist leader in the NBA, a great basketball player, but his big thing was steals and assists. So he's passing he's passing a woman like Stockton. And then they come up
passing the woman around to her teammates. We would call that a train in the hood.
Yeah, running the train on it or passing to the next one, but then they come up with a remix for this song. And I don't know if the remix is gonna be nominated or just a regular song, but the remix includes the aforementioned Baby. Also, the rapper who was accused of shooting Megan Pete in both feet, in her feet, because in both foot, I guess you can't say in her feet, shot her in the feet, in the foot, on both. He did both feet. He did a bad Bob. His name is Tory Lanez, and his lyrics are just ratchet in the song, just ridiculous. Then you got, like I said, the Baby, and you got Lil Wayne in there also. Lil Wayne goes on to say here on this song, he's also going to pass the beat, but not like Stockton. He's passing the beat like the second all-time leading assist player in the NBA, which is who, Magic Johnson. So just another misogynistic song. This time the white dude did it. The white boy don't drop no M-bombs in there, but the black rappers do. The Bigger Picture by Lil Baby. Lil Baby is probably the most popular rapper among the youth for like the last year and a half, even though the Baby is too. Lil Baby came forth with a song in response to the extrajudicial killings of black people, and that's The Bigger Picture. So that he's nominated for that one. He'll probably get it. But the rest of Lil Baby stuff is pretty much ratchet. And killing you, slinging drugs, and disrespecting the people, dropping N-bombs. Pretty much ratchet. He has a unique voice, and he was first made popular with Fake a couple years ago when Fake had the song I Heard in Memphis. And Lil Baby said, I thought Lil Baby was gonna be canceled right then. Lil Baby said, as soon as I end, you can go, please. I remember driving in Memphis too, Brother Scotty, and they didn't edit it. They just said the whole word. As soon as I KUNT, you can go, please. So as soon as I'm using you as a receptacle for my pleasure, and then you gone. But he became a star. And then Savage from Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce. Another ratchet song. You calling yourself a savage? And at the end of the song, she goes on to talk about how she's her lyrics, how she's bleeding the block. So I'm shooting up the block. I'm gonna have everybody bleeding. And so it's a song where she copped a plea with the people on Saturday Night Live about taking care of black women. After she got shot by Tory, as we mentioned earlier, in both feet, allegedly. And then again, now she's but rapping about bleeding the block. So, and that's the song also when she wrote this letter to the New York Times that Maxine Waters responded to. And then, as we saw recently, gets on an interview with her and kind of like okays or big ups, gives her approval of WAP and all this other stuff that Megan does. And that was so disappointing. We've been calling Maxine Waters' office too. You can just look it up, call her office, let her know how you should be guiding this young sister, giving her some good advice, not encouraging her to continue to push porn and violence and disrespect of oneself on the masses of our people, on our little girls. Come on, Maxine. Come on, Congresswoman. You know, the FCC reports to you guys, we trying to struggle with the FCC, and then you go, okay this? Shame on you, Maxine Waters. Shame on you for that. You see, I'm giving her more disdain than Megan, but it's like, come on, you the adult here. I mean, Megan's an adult too. People keep saying she's a young woman. She's 25 years old. You're an adult. Next, we got Dior from Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was killed a little bit over a year ago in Los Angeles, even though he's from New York. And we were on recently talking about the church he grew up with and his parents, and just
there were a number of artists, if I'm not mistaken, that were killed in 2020, and including the baby out of Charlotte's brother.
Yeah, his brother was killed. I think Fetty Wap's brother was killed too out of New Jersey. But yeah, it's pretty sad. But Pop Smoke was like, I think his song may be getting a little play, man, but this Dior just blew up, man. That's probably one of the most played songs of 2020. And I mean, he kicks off the song talking about sending somebody to heaven and getting ambushed and shot. And that's what happened to him. And so Pop Smoke, Dior is nominated too.
Quick question. How many of the other genres, what do we have? Country, pop, R&B, rock. How many artists were murdered last year out of those that, you know, produce music in that genre?
Oh man, oh shucks, bro.
I can't think of any.
I know in Chicago there was quite a few. Just in Chicago, his brother from Nigeria. What was his other brother's name? Of course, Brother Duck was killed up in the Gold Coast in the Ritzy area, just north of downtown. We had our brother, the other brother who was killed in Atlanta.
Are these rappers or R&B artists?
These are rappers.
Yeah. So my question is, did you hear about any artists in any genre outside of rap music being, you know, killed?
Nah.
I can't think of any.
I didn't hear of any. No, it's just, you know.
All right, please continue.
Okay. Oh man. What I said? Okay, Rockstar from the Baby and Roddy Ricch. So Rockstar is a song that when George Floyd was being terrorized to death, I think it was around Memorial Day of 2020. This song was #1 in England, #1 in Ireland, #1 in Switzerland, #1 in New Zealand, and top 10 in several other countries. But the song Rockstar, and the Rockstar is not a song, he didn't get his rockstar status with a guitar. He got it with a gun. He got it with a Glock. And this is a song straight up about shooting and killing ends. It's nominated for 3 Grammys. Both the Baby and Roddy Ricch are nominated for 3 Grammys of the song. Here's a little bit of Roddy Ricch's lyrics on here. Keep a Glocky. Now he's making a Glock sexy, right? Adding the Y to it to personalize it. Keeping a Glocky when I ride in the Suburban. Because the codeine got a young end swerving. I get the mop, watch me wash him like detergent. So the mop is his gun. He just washed him. He just got spraying on him with bullets. And I'm balling. That's why the diamonds on my jersey. Slide on ops, side and flip the block back. Yeah, yeah. So when you slide, you're doing pretty much doing a drive-by on your ops or your opposition. My junior popped him and left him lopsided. So whoever's with him, or his little brother or whatever, and killed him and left him lopsided. Yeah, yeah. And that song again is nominated for 3 Grammy Awards for, I think, Melodic Song of the Year, Rap Performance of the Year, and it's just ridiculous. So
Kwabena, we kind of short on time. It's a whole lot. I'm gonna just scroll down the list. Tell me if you see any positive, any revolutionary music, any music that is like reminiscent of the golden era of hip hop, going back to Public Enemy, KRS-One, X Clan, Tribe Called Quest. You know, we got any of those type of artists on here?
The only one you can say bigger picture, maybe, because it's like a conscious, like, not, I'm gonna say call it conscious. It's like a protest song from Lil Baby.
Okay.
And other than that, man, I mean, songs like The Box, you know, and other stuff, I don't really see it. I'm not familiar with every song.
Okay.
But from what I saw, the vast majority of songs drop N-bombs on us, disrespect us, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think we're in the albums now. Rockstar, Savage. Yeah.
Yeah. I see Freddie Gibbs, who's from Gary, he's going to be on there, and he's nominated for his album. I didn't purchase his last album. The album I got before, I went and got it because I was a homeboy. I know his father and stuff and those people. But I checked it out. It was the same old N-bomb, kill people. It was like, man, I'm not, come on, dude. You the homeboy. Oh, man. This is so sad, Scotty. This stuff is so pervasive. But again, they're rewarding it. And while we say this, I got to say this real quick. I know you ran the short on time. There's artists like Big Crit. There's artists like D1. There's artists like Toby Inigwe. There's Ciroc. There's a bunch of artists out here, Young Conda Don. There's a bunch of artists out here who do not demean and degrade people who make great music.
Right. I know, because I listen to Immortal Technique, who's been underground for quite some time. You got just Siri X. The artists are there. But this is what the industry, the people who control the airwaves, the people who have, payola deals still going on. I don't care if they say that's been outlawed or not with these radio station owners, many of them who also, distribute right-wing talk radio with the may he rest in piss. What's his name just died? Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. Rush Limbaugh. Hey, so they're giving us hate on the talk side and giving us self-hate on the music side, these stations. So
man, Scotty, I gotta share this. I was in Huntsville recently, and I was scanning the radio, do what we do. And then I turned to a station they were doing some religious gospel preaching. So I left it there for a minute. I like to, hear, just check out stuff. And then when the commercial came, Crawford Broadcasting, I was like, wow. And so, we always share how Crawford Broadcasting has all these Christian broadcasting and music stations and talk stations, conservative talk stations all around the country. But when it comes to Chicago, their top station is Power 92.3, a station about killing and shooting and killing Black people and disrespecting our women. And so it was just interesting to hear Crawford Station playing that gospel conservative talk, and then come back here and telling us to later for the 10 Commandments now, just go kill people.
Wow. Kwabena, what if let's say some of the executives at the Grammys, some of the people we mentioned that's supposed to have these fireside chats about the topics that I mentioned in that press release, let's say they come across this video, what would your message be to them ahead of this Grammy events coming up?
Our message will be to those nominations for those songs about killing Black people. Our message, we have a question. Take the N-bomb out of there and put in any other racial epithet that's offensive to any other group of people, and see if that song, would you nominate that song for a Grammy then? Ask them that question. And then if they answer no, which we know they will say no, we demand that they take these nominations out right now. Just get rid of them. I'm sorry. I mean, we've been seeing all this other stuff going on in 2020. Get rid of those nominations right now. And we'd also tell them that we have people who are looking at your sponsors, which we do. And we're getting that list of sponsors. And they're going to hear from us. We're going to encourage our people not to support your sponsors. This is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. And only our Black people, and you're going to try to appease us by having some film on the 10th. I mean, we'll remain optimistic to a certain extent. But no, just later for that. This has to stop, bro. I mean, we pointed out last year, it was the highest increase in shooting deaths ever in the U.S., the highest increase. And the places where they had the highest increases were places where Black people are struggling to survive this place. Milwaukee had a 97% increase. Seattle had, I think, a 67% increase. Chicago and Denver had I know Chicago and one other city had a 55% increase in the number of shooting deaths between 2019 and 2020. And you're going to nominate songs about shooting and killing Black people?
And I would also say, Brother Kwabena, another thing that those places have in common is the music that they use to target African descendant people.
Yes, and this is part of the music that they're awarding on the Grammys. And we're saying no. In all these panels, they sound like they're going to be some dynamite panels. The titles are good, but deal with this issue. Deal with this issue that every time our children tune into a radio station that targets them, N-bombs are being dropped on them. Their women folk, their mamas, their sisters, their aunties are being called B's and H's, and they're being encouraged to shoot and kill each other. And all of it's pornographic content, pretty much. It's pretty porn. No, stop rewarding that crap. I mean, and you know what, Scotty? And they had sense enough not to put rap in there. You notice that. They know that song was very popular. If that song hadn't been that popular and hadn't been entitled that, it would be right up in there. But they know that was inappropriate to put that in there. But the rest of the stuff pretty much is just about as bad as that, if not worse.
So, Brother Kwabena, how can people follow your work and the others that you work with to clear the airways and get the FCC and the people who are in charge to address this very, very sad situation we find the state of rap music in?
We've been calling the Grammys at 310-392-3777. They've been answering the phone. We've been leaving messages. 310-392-3777. We've been calling them, and we've been sharing this open letter that we have. I know you may not have time to read it now, but Hood Research out of Detroit, they did an open letter to the Grammy Awards and their sponsors. And so we've been sharing that. And so check that out. That's going to be on our page, the Clear the Airwaves project page.
On Facebook, right?
So that's on Facebook also. And the website is under construction. We didn't want to make a website. We thought this battle, once we let the people know what was going on, it wouldn't last long. But you know, as long as I've been talking to you, man.
Right. All right, Brother Kwabena, man, you stay safe during this pandemic and everything that's going on. You know, you mentioned the violent crime in Chicago, and you're one of the few courageous people. I mean, there's other people there, like the shout out to the violence interrupters, but I feel as well that, you know, every time you step out on that street to bring attention to the people of this very serious issue in the different, you know, corporations that's underwriting and funding this war music that's targeting us, you know, you putting your life on the line. So you stay safe, bro, and we'll catch up with you on the other side.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right, you've been listening to Black Talk Radio News with Scotty Reed. Please continue to support the production of independent Black media. You can make a tax-deductible donation to the Black Talk Media Project. Just go to blacktalkradionetwork.com and hit that donate button. Peace and blessings to all.